What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. It is your girl Nikki, and if you're new, this is Life with Nick, and I do videos on business, lifestyle, and fashion. So today I'm back with another video. As you guys can see, and what has been highly requested is a video on the pros and cons on moving to Atlanta. So Atlanta right now is one of the most popular cities right now in the country of the United States. A lot of people are migrating here from all parts of the country, whether it's from north, west, anywhere. Basically everybody's moving here, and there are a few different reasons that I'm going to mention throughout this video, but there's also some reasoning that some people may not want to move here, and some reasoning why it may not be a good fit for you. So let's go ahead and get into it. But before we do, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, and comment below some other videos you would like to see me do. Let's get into it. Okay, so let's start off with the pros. I feel like we're going to have more pros in this video than cons, just because I feel like Atlanta is a really great place to live, and I'm definitely pro Atlanta. So the first thing that I want to talk about is just because of the opportunity. Moving here to Atlanta, you are going to notice that there are tons of different fields that you can work in. There is a lot of opportunity. It is very hard for people to be jobless while you are in Atlanta. So whether you are a nurse, whether you're a fast food worker, whatever it is that you do, if you move to Atlanta, 9 times out of 10, it is going to be very easy for you to find a job, just because it's so big. There's so many different cities, and there's so many different places for people to work. And not only that, a lot of companies are so big that they need more and more employees coming in because of the growth of Atlanta. And for that reason, there are always going to be a lot of job opportunities. So if you're looking for someone, if you are someone who's looking for a job, go ahead and head over to Indeed.com, and you will see what I'm talking about. I know that when I lived in Ohio and I used to look on Indeed, it was a little bit harder for me to find jobs, just because Ohio is only but so small. Versus when I moved down here and I started looking in my field, which is psychology, I noticed that there was a list of different places within different positions. And I had a lot of choices like, hey, do I want to become an RBT? Do I want to become a caseworker? So whatever it is that you do when you move here, it is going to be very possible for you to find a job. Not only that, let's go ahead and move on to the next thing. I would say another pro of living in Atlanta is going to be affordable living. So compared to other states such as New York and California, Georgia is a really affordable state, especially for what comes with it. If you move down here, there's a lot of street life. There's a lot of nightlife. There's a lot of opportunity, as I mentioned, and what you pay for rent or for homes is not as bad as you would find in some places. The average person in Georgia is going to pay about $1,100 in rent, depending on where you live. If you're looking at certain areas as far as maybe like Lawrenceville or something, then you are going to pay a little bit less. But if you are someone who wants to live downtown or in Buckhead, you should expect to pay a little bit more than that. But the cost of living definitely is not that much, especially because what employers pay you is usually a lot more than what you are paid up north, because they know that the living is a little bit more. I'm not going to say that it is super cheap, so you're not going to be able to come down here with $500 and expect to get an apartment, whether that be a studio or a one-bedroom apartment. But if you are someone who is financially well off and you can afford maybe $900 to $1,000 for rent, Georgia is a good place for you to move. So take that into consideration. Another thing that is good, and we're going to talk about with the pros, is the amount of nightlife that they have. So if you are someone who is a social butterfly and you love to go out and you love to see what new things to explore, Atlanta is definitely the place for you, just because it's so much to do. You're never going to be bored. So literally, I have people texting my phone every day asking me to do certain things or to do stuff, because it's impossible to be bored when you live in Atlanta. Like the restaurants, Top Golf, if you enjoy car shows, gun shows, if you enjoy fights, everything is down here. And then another great thing about that is major events are down here as well. So for example, this year the NBA All-Star Weekend was down here in Atlanta. So if you are someone who is into nightlife, into partying, into those different events, and you love being out in the streets, look, if you love the streets, Atlanta is the place for you, because it is the perfect place. So You know, who wants to be bored? I feel like, look at it like that. Like, even if you are a social butterfly, every now and again you're want to go out. You're going to want to go out, and you don't want to live in a city that I sound like an Atlanta spokesman, but you don't want to live in a city where there's nothing to do. I know I hated that about living in Ohio, and I love Ohio so much, but that is one of the main reasons why I probably will never go back, is because Ohio doesn't have that much to do, not as much as it does in Atlanta. So let's go ahead and head over to the next topic. So another great reason that you might want to move to Atlanta is if you are someone who is looking to gain connections, this is the place to be. Social media is becoming more and more of a big thing, and influencers are expanding throughout the country. So if you're someone who plans on being an influencer, or if you're someone who's interested in doing music or whatever it is that you do, coming here and gaining connections is a really big thing, because there's someone here for everything. So you can literally go downtown, stand on the street, start rapping. If you're fire, you're gonna be signed. I'm just kidding. No, it doesn't work like that. But you know, it's just a lot of connections. There's a lot of different ways, because there are so many events. Like I mentioned before, there's a lot of opportunities. So for example, I have my online boutique, brightvibes.net. Check it out if you have not already done so. But I have my own online boutique, for example. And when I moved down here, I was like so scared. Like, I don't know anybody, but I literally post on my social media. I have multiple people in different businesses inboxing me, trying to see like, hey, do you want to be a part of this pop-up shop? And I didn't have to do anything. I literally just posted that I was in Atlanta, and people come to you. So gaining those connections is very important. A lot of time people say, you know, having connections is more important than money. And sometimes it really is, because who you know really determines your future and determines where you're going to go. So I think that is extremely important. So now that we have gotten into the pros of moving into Atlanta, it's about to get real, because I'm about to tell y'all what is it really like to live. So let's head over to the category of the cons. So some cons about living in Atlanta. Where do I begin? Just kidding, but seriously, the cons of living in Atlanta, it's very, I feel like for me, it's kind of hard to think of, but I'm just going to see what I've seen from perspective, not only from what I've seen, but from what I've heard from other people. So my main thing, and the main problem that I have experienced since living in Atlanta, is the traffic. If you're not someone who has patience when it comes to traffic, don't move here, because you're going to be pissed every single time. That is a struggle that I deal with every day, and it's something that I'm still trying to overcome, because you have to be patient. Look, like, it does not matter where you live. I used to live out south when I first moved here, and I thought like, okay, the traffic was bad then because I lived so far away from work. No, I literally live 15 minutes now away from my job, and I'm still dealing with traffic each and every day. If you think, hey, I'm going to go to the store really quick in Atlanta, that's just not going to happen. That's not going to happen. You're not going to go really quick. 9 times out of 10, it doesn't matter what day of the week it is. You're going to get stuck in traffic somewhere on your way there. And especially if the weather is bad. If you're someone who's from up north, you're used to driving in the snow. You know, if you're from New York or Ohio, you're used to driving in the snow. But people down here, when it rains, they literally act like they're in a whole different universe. Like, how do you not know how to drive? Who gave you your license though? Like, I just be so confused. But yes, just take that into consideration. The traffic, the gas. Look, right now gas is at like $2.85 a gallon. You're gonna be like filling up your tank, and a lot of the gas that's in your car is going to be going towards sitting in traffic, and it's frustrating. So take that into consideration. The traffic down here is ridiculous. Another thing is this. I don't know why people say that Southern hospitality is a thing, because it ain't always the thing. You know what I mean? There's some rude people here, but I'm not going to get into that. I'll save that for another video. But another thing is, I think that Atlanta has become a lot more overpopulated than from what it used to be like when I came down here to like visit my dad in the past. A lot more people are here, which makes it like impossible for you to go out sometimes and actually enjoy the nightlife or the day life. So for example, one day me and my boyfriend, we were trying to go to the Trap House Museum. That's what it's called. So we were trying to go to the Trap House Museum, and we couldn't get in. There's literally like 400 different people in the lines, and sometimes it's frustrating. You know, a lot of people love to come down here and visit, which is awesome. I cannot judge because I'm not from here, so I can't make it seem like I'm just like a Georgia citizen. But it's frustrating because sometimes you want to go out and you want to get stuff done really quick, and you can't always do that. Another example would be Lenox Mall. Let me tell you about the fucking hood. Lenox Mall is the hood. I will always stand by that, and I will never go there ever again in my life. But Lenox Mall, if you come here and you are a tourist, you're going to see. If you've never been to Lenox Mall, you're going to see what I'm talking about. Mark my words. Lenox Mall is the devil. Because, I don't even want to talk about it. It's been times where I would go to Lenox Mall, and Lenox Mall will literally, I would have to drive around the mall like 5 times to try to find a parking spot. One time I took a whole hour, and I don't know why I did this looking back on it. It took me a whole hour to find parking just to get into Lenox Mall. So take that into consideration. There's a lot of people here. If you don't like people, Atlanta is not the place for you. If you are a country person, you know what I mean, move out south. Just stay away from Atlanta, the actual city. Stay away from the north, because you're going to be pissed most of the time. Okay, so another con that I've personally experienced within the traffic are the lights. Let me tell you something. If you've ever drawn around in Buckhead, you're going to know what I'm talking about when I say this. I cannot stand those lights to where it isn't an actual street light. It's like all the way up here, and it's just like a green circle or a red circle. It's like, bruh, you're confusing us. That's why so many accidents here, because the driving is so confusing. So if you're someone who is easily confused by driving, do not move here, because that is yet another con. But I do plan on doing another video of this in the future with some more, because I cannot think of everything today. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully I help someone out there who does plan on moving here one day to make their decision. But comment below some other things you don't like about living in Atlanta if you are someone who lives here, something that I may have missed out on. But until next time, guys, like this video, turn on that notification bell, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.